which is what I really liked, and why I also wanted to do this interview with you. I'm really impressed.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That's so
really.
kind of you. That really is how we feel. And Angela does such a wonderful job over on our social media, and
Yeah. And all her dogs are models for
yes,
VDog food. Yeah.
they're incredible. She's
Yeah.
got a whole gang.
Yeah.
And, a good example is Thanksgiving's coming up, and that's a hard time for us vegans. The
Yeah.
turkey is such a central part of
Mm-hmm.
the feast in an
Yeah.
unfortunate way. And we do work trips to sanctuaries, and at one over here in Northern California called Charlie's Acres, we got to hang out with turkeys the last time we visited, and they're just so sweet. So, we love to
Yeah, they're
share
the
that on our
coolest.
social media and
Yeah.
share the positivity and
Yeah.
the sweetness of those turkeys. So that's an example that's this month, since we're close to Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
here.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, next week. Yeah. No, it's really, I think it's wonderful because, and I'm sure you get this question all the time, and I'm going to give it to you because I always get it, because I actually I have a Jack Russell, and he is vegan. He's on, definitely on a vegan diet. And, I also made the decision, early in. So he did definitely eat some meat when he was younger. And then I also was like, what am I doing? Like, I'm vegan. Like, of course I want my dog to be vegan as well. And can a dog be vegan? Of course, we always get this question. And I was like, Lindsay, tell them all. Tell them your knowledge, please.
Yes, well, I could definitely answer that. That's
Yes,
the number one question.
that's what I thought. Your number one question. Sorry to
Yes,
do it for
and
you, but okay,
no,
here we are.
I love to talk about it. So I have some good facts for you all. So basically, what it comes down to is that we've been misled, and marketing and TV commercials and information from these really big multinational meat-based pet food corporations, they really paint a picture that your dog is a wolf, and that's just scientifically not accurate. Dogs are physiologically omnivorous. They've evolved for many, many thousands of years alongside human civilization. They actually have different genetic components than wolves, specifically pertaining to their an amylase gene, which allows them to secrete up to 30 times more amylase, which digests and makes use of starchy foods. So they're just different than wolves. They're not in the wild, they're in our beds. We research and prepare or open a bag or can of food for them. So the way we see it is that if it's our responsibility to research and find the best product that is the most nutritious, ethically sound, and a food that the dogs love, and there is a vegan option that checks all those boxes, why would we choose any other option? Is really how we feel.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
The key is that dogs are omnivores. They can absolutely thrive on a plant-based diet, and that the diet needs to be nutritionally complete and balanced. So VDog meets all AAFCO standards. So no matter what food you choose, if you do want to switch your dog over to a plant-based diet, make sure it's complete and balanced. If you're doing home cooking, there are supplements you can add in, like Vegapet, that creates the balance for the nutrients. But it's absolutely doable. We've been doing it for 15 years. Not only are the dogs healthy, they get rid of their allergies, tummy troubles, skin issues, joint pain. We've seen really so many incredible health stories. So it's great for the dogs, really gentle on the planet. And we love that we can save farmed animals as well.
Yeah, well, it's also what you're saying is we all know that a plant-based diet is the healthiest diet also for us human beings. So how could it not be the case for dogs, right? Like, that's also what I'm sure you get this question all the time, and I'm thank you for answering it so, profoundly and so patiently, because I even sometimes just am sick of it. Like, oh my God, here I go again. Because, people know I'm vegan, I'm a vegan activist, and like, oh, but is Sparky also vegan? Yeah, of course he is, But I was at the vet the other day, and she was all like, wow, because Sparky is 13, he's turning 13. So he's my little grandpa. And she was really like, wow, I can't believe how good he looks for his age. And I'm like, yep, well, plant-based diet. Did I mention he doesn't eat meat? No, but I think a lot of people don't realize that a lot of cats and dog food have cats and dogs in them, Like, it's unbelievable that, that animals are eating animals. And what you were saying as well, this like also this sort of bycatch that's just kind of lying around on. It's just a horrible, and it's just so unhealthy. Like, let alone that it's cruel. It's also just really not healthy to feed your dogs and cats any of this food, I feel.
Yes. Yeah, there are a lot of elements to it that make plant-based just a more highly absorbable and anti-inflammatory diet. And you're right that a lot of the health benefits do follow the health benefits of humans. Like, for example, dogs are also prone to being overweight, having diabetes, having other sorts of chronic issues that are often relieved with changing their diet. And we've seen a lot of success for dogs who have had weight maintenance issues, and weight maintenance meaning either they're too overweight or they're actually too thin. They can't put on weight and they get really lean. We see a lot of athletic dogs do really, really well in our formula, dogs that are, master frisbee catchers running miles a day. And something that's funny to point out too, people think, I have a little Chihuahua, so I'm under this in that category of, oh, you have a little dog, oh, that's fine, they could be vegan, but what about my big German Shepherd? What about my big, pitty mix? What about them? They're so beautiful and muscular. How are they going to do? And they do fantastic. We have blog posts on our website if anyone wants to search, where you can search athletic dogs, you could search large breed dogs, and we even have like a giant breed dogs post. So we've really seen success with this formula across dogs of all shapes and sizes, ages. We have a lot of people ask us, well, my dog's a senior dog. Is it okay to switch them? And we say absolutely, because there are so many benefits related to dogs with achy joints. We've seen dogs who, like, I'm telling you, these sound made up. These are things that customers have told us. So
No, of course.
Their dog before switching to VDog, they couldn't jump up into like the backseat of the car. And after switching, they were able to jump up. They were able to go up and down stairs. So we hear these things so frequently, and it makes sense, right? Because similar to humans, it's with that anti-inflammatory component. It helps with the joints. It helps their mobility. They're feeling more energetic. They're feeling good. So it's really great for senior dogs too. So but we welcome any questions. We try to be really helpful. We have a really wonderful customer service team, and we're always there to answer questions because we know it's a big deal to make the change. So we're here.
Because I think also would you recommend, because I remember when I switched, I did it in like a week, like I took some time I didn't just go, okay, that's it. Tomorrow I'm buying, VDog food and that's it. I'm 100% giving my dog that food. Is that something, how do you switch just like cold turkey to just, bring the turkey back in? Or would you like, kind of do it in steps? Like, what would your advice be to people?
Our advice on the transition is don't stress it. It's really the same as you would switch your dog between any other dog food. We usually recommend 7 to 10 days. So it's going to depend on the dog. It's a really highly digestible formula, meaning it's really easy on the tummy. So even sensitive dogs do really, really well, which is great because our customers have worried about that. But about a week is a perfect transition time. You just slowly put in the VDog into the old food and gradually decrease the old food and increase the VDog. And if once you get a bag, it'll say it on the bag. It'll also come in an email if you order through our website. So we provide lots of instructions there. But the biggest thing, it is a top question, because I think everyone, people get a little bit nervous, like, oh, this is going to be so different. How will my dog do? But we see very, very easy transitions, and it's really just similar to switching to any other dog food. So don't stress about it.
Yeah. No, I also really love that about what you just said also about the bigger dogs, because I think, I love pit bulls. Like my boyfriend always says, don't be a dog racist, because, like all dogs are the same and all dogs are beautiful, which is true. But I mean, I definitely I just love them so much. And I also love seeing that with Angela, like she also has a lot of these big guys and muscly guys, and they're all eating your food, like they're all, and they're loving it. Like it's always so fun.
Yes.
Like I love seeing her videos so much, and makes my day, When I have a crappy day, I just, look up these dogs, and it's beautiful. It's just absolutely wonderful. So I definitely think that people worry, like they worry for themselves, they definitely worry for their dogs, because also what you were saying, there's this false, these false stories that we've always been told that dogs need to eat meat, like this wolf example that you were using. I think it's a very good one. I think people are confused about that.
Definitely. And a big part too is that a lot of people are misinformed about vegan diets for dogs. You know, we've had people kind of in comment sections or random places be like, oh, well, you can't just feed your dog broccoli and expect them to be happy and healthy. And then we're kind of, it's really, we see that a lot, and we're like, well, we're not, you know, my dog loves broccoli, but he's getting it on top of his
exactly
complete imbalance. You know, dogs need these nutrients. They can get them from plant-based sources just as well, and they can digest them and make that use of them just as successfully, since they've been evolving for so long. So that's an important element. It does have all of the vitamins and nutrients, and you could see that on the ingredient list. So that is important. We're not, you know, we would never recommend just kind of sling some broccoli and rice in a bowl and call it a day. That's obviously not advisable for any complete and balanced diet.
Exactly, and we wouldn't do that to ourselves as well. You know, like we all need that. Yeah, that, like you're saying, the full, complete, balanced diet story, you know? I mean, that's really important, I think, you know? And
yes.
And so do you guys also, I mean, at the moment, of course, you know, with these unfortunate times we're living in, but I feel like I've seen Angela also do like VDog food events and stuff. Like, you guys go out there and present yourself to the public?
Traditionally, we've done a lot of events. We sort of grew up at Veg Fest, like as a company. We always went to local Northern California vegan events and Veg Fest. We always would go to the National Animal Rights Conference, Portland Veg Fest. So we traditionally have done a lot of events. So yeah, this year was weird for us not being able to do all of that. And they're so fun. And that's a really important way of how we had a lot of organic growth in the beginning, just within the vegan community, and spreading the word through that. So we have scaled it back a bit, since we really have shifted all of our focus to being an online-based company. So we reach a lot of people through that. But yeah, we really do like to do events, and hopefully things will turn back around, you know, in the next however long, and we'll be back at those events, giving out our little samples and treats and all that good stuff.
And all the get to meet your clients, these beautiful dogs.
The best part. and the dog friendly events are the best, because there's one over here in the Oakland Veg Fest. It's usually outdoors, and people bring their dogs and they get to try the food. So those are always really fun.
Yeah, it's so sweet when the dogs just pick themselves. No, I want this one. I want this one. And they just kind of, you know. I sometimes take my dog to a shop here called Vega Life, and he just chooses his. Like, I want that one. Okay, sure. You know, we'll take that one. You know, it just like chooses it out. Like, this is the one I want. You know, like, it's really beautiful. And what is your? Because I know from our we've been communicating through email, so it says vice president. But what really is your role as vice president within the company?
Yeah, so I am basically the manager of operations, and what I've done traditionally is, when I was talking about how I got started with Dave back in the day, is I started at just like a very basic level, like helping him directly with organizational elements, and my role evolved to be more operational as we added in more teammates and grew. There's just, you know, more work that comes up from an operational perspective. So my role really shifted in that direction. So I oversee all sorts of stuff. I do a lot with our marketing team, and general direction of like where we're going, what products we're adding, when we have a product project in the works, managing that. And I also work with our graphic designers, and the branding element is really important to us. We have like a very specific brand that we really try to protect, especially being an online company. There's always just like so many things flying around that need to stay on track for branding. So that's also something that I oversee. And we're a lean team, and we all work really closely together on decision making and various items. But that's basically the gist of what I manage related to operations. And it's been really amazing to see our trajectory over the past few years, and it's exciting to see where we're going as we continue to grow.
And you haven't suffered from the corona times? Like, has it been hard for you guys, or have you just been going? Because, I mean, people have dogs and they need to keep feeding them, I would say. But
yes, we're doing great. Things are really good. And it turned out that the pet food industry actually saw a lot of growth with COVID. So
yeah, I think more people probably got dogs as well because they were lonely at home there. Yes. Or I hope so. I mean, you know, that would be a positive thing.
we're all home with our dogs more, and we're wanting to spoil them more, give them more treats, hang out with them, and kind of understanding their needs in a different way from, being at work during the day at the office to really them sitting on our laps, or at least me. My little guy likes to sit on my lap all day. So it's like a little bit